Hey everybody, this is Reverend Deadlypudding. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Dark Souls. I'm not redoing it. Keep it in. Alright, so got the Lord Vessel. We've placed it. It's time for some optional areas. Well, sort of. There's a couple of things I want to do before taking on the optional areas. So, first things first, let me make sure I've actually rested at this bonfire. Yeah, fantastic. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is head down to New Londo. And I'm going to do pretty much all of New Londo, because there's an item I want to get down here. And from there, it'll be on to a new area. Well, technically this is a new area. It's not like I showed you more than just the opening part. I'm actually really digging the gear choice that I've used. That all looks really good together. It's a nice set of gear. I love the mix and matching of the gear. You can get some really cool combinations. It's mainly habit that I kill these guys. Now, I've yet to get an ember that I can give to our blacksmith down here, so I'm not going to bother talking to him. Let's see. Is this a wide swing? Yeah, that's a wide swing. There's no reason to kill these guys. I've mentioned it before. I just like killing things. That's a improperly context, phrase. Okay. Before I continue, though, it's important to put something in my hotbar. Where is it? Okay, transient curse. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna pop one of these bad boys about right here. And now these ghosts can be attacked. Oh, good, I one-shot them. Oh, that's fantastic. Fuck you, ghosts. Now, there's a lot of items in this area. Good, 2 more transient curses. Some of them are transient curses. This does run out, obviously, after a certain point, so kind of got to keep popping them like candy. I was trying to think of a good topic to talk about today, and I think I might talk about bosses a little bit. Mainly sticking to the bosses we've already done. I don't want to really spoil any of the later bosses. But, the boss design really lends to a lot of the really cool design in the game, just in general. And all of them have an interesting, bit about them, it feels like. Well, most of them. There's a couple that sort of have similar things about them. But most of the bosses have, one little quirk to the boss fight, which makes it interesting. We're going to exclude the tutorial boss because he's just, a tutorial boss. There's nothing really particularly special about him. He is sort of like a lesson in how to do things like roll and the plunging attack at the beginning and everything. And that is one cool thing about it, though, is that you learn the plunging attack at the beginning basically to find out that the plunging attack is one of the best ways to take on the second boss in the game. And so that's kind of cool. And of course, like I said, second boss, that's the big thing, is the plunging attack, Oh, just turned around. I see who's showed up. You don't have anything to do this morning, Josh? Anyway. No, I might do a goat simulator sim at some other time. But this is for YouTube, so shut up. Anyway. So the first boss is pretty much like that whole thing is about doing a plunging attack, setting up the plunging attack to get the most damage out of it. And maybe you should continue doing your typing, Josh. And the boss after the bell gargoyles, that's kind of like the neat little quirk about that fight is that there's two of them. That they show up, halfway through. Makes for an interesting fight. And a very hairy one, too. I don't know what to do about you, Josh. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just reading everything that he's posted. Okay. Anyway. I'll just try to leave that distraction out of my mind. So, after the bell gargles, if you want to go into the moonlight butterfly, that's got the whole gimmick to that is the ranged battle and everything, which say what you will about the gimmick, because it is kind of in some ways annoying, but since there, oh shit, I almost walked off. Since there is a means to attack the enemy, without having to resort strictly to range. Wow, that happens. Okay, per Josh's request, since I've got a moment, he says, play Goat Simulator, talk about balls, check your fucking chat, I'm fucking typing. What the fuck does it look like I'm doing? My fingers are on the home keys, place, strike vector, read these out loud. If I hadn't been sitting here trying to read all this bullshit that you're putting on the screen, Josh. It's not really a bad death at all. I can go back there and recover that pretty easily. I just need to remember when I get down to the bottom of the elevator to roll back in it for a second. No, you're not 100% of the viewers anymore, Josh. At least by my view, it looks like there's somebody else in the viewers. He's mad because he's bad, so just for anybody watching, he's mad because he's bad. I'm trying to play a game here. I'm trying to make a little bit of a playthrough for YouTube, Josh. Yeah, have fun with that, Josh. Anyway. Oh, what am I doing? Completely forgot the most important thing here. It's got me all sidetracked. I don't know. Check the viewer list. It says there was 2 on my screen. Oh, guess they're gone. It happens. You're scaring off people. I do this in the morning basically so people won't really watch it, so I can get it on YouTube. What was I talking about a minute ago? You've completely sidetracked me. Your stream must be behind just a little bit, Josh. What was I saying, though? Oh yeah, I was talking a little bit about the bosses. What are you talking about? Yeah. Oh, okay, I see where you're at in the stream now. Well, at least I got an idea, you know. Okay. I'm just gonna try to recover the stuff. It should be pretty easy to recover, though. Thought you hated this game. Why are you even watching? Shit! I look away for 1 second, and that's what happens. I may have to redo all this. Nah, I'm not gonna redo any of this. This is so stupid. Maybe, yeah, maybe, I don't know what I'll do with all your chat, Josh. There's nothing I really can do with it. Nothing simple I can do with it. There we go. I'm not gonna forget this time. You know, I was trying to have a... That's what it was. I was trying to have a nice discussion about the bosses. And you just kind of busted up in here and completely distracted me from what I was trying to talk about. Because all the bosses in the game have really, like, each of them has kind of like a neat little specific about the design that really kind of, makes the boss feel different than, you know, the other bosses before it. I think I was on Moonlight Butterfly, maybe? It's not so much a boss, it kind of comes up as an enemy a little bit later. But still, I mean, it's a purely ranged battle, which is, you know, for good or bad, it's, you know, a ranged battle, and that kind of drives the whole fight. Oh, good. More transient curses. That sucks. Let's see, after the Moonlight Butterfly, I think it's basically you don't fight a boss until Quelaag. Quelaag's like the first boss that you fight that really has elemental damage. Well, good. Josh hasn't said anything else. Okay, there's usually enemies that spawn up here. That's where I got killed last time. Just wanted to make sure to do something about all that this time. I don't want to fall off again. And after Quelaag, it was like Iron Golem. And the big thing about that fight is the environmental hazard. But that's really cool. It's something I didn't get to show off in this playthrough, but the environmental hazard with the Iron Golem actually goes both ways. You can stun him on the edge and then just straight up knock him off, which is awesome to do. Okay, I didn't expect the Banshee Ghost to do that already. Actually, that was kind of that was kind of a bad spot for a second. Really wish I could have shown off the dropping the Iron Golem off the edge of Sin Fortress. That'd have been pretty sweet. So is there any more enemies in here? This building is like full of ghosts. Alright. After the Iron Golem, then we fought, of course, Arnstein and Smo, which takes a little bit of the same design from the Bell Gargoyles, but instead of two enemies that have the same sort of attacks, and the second one comes in halfway through the fight with half health, you actually get two enemies with full health each that have completely different styles and attacks. It's, as you saw in some of the footage where I took them on by myself, it's absolutely hell to try to handle them on your own.
Well, this is a surprise.
It's not impossible, obviously. Plenty of people have done it in plenty of different ways.
You have the Lord Vessel. Very impressive. I know exactly what your intentions are. You seek
Just letting
the
this guy
four
talk a little
kings
bit.
whom I guard over. This is the key to the seal.
Because he has... Well, he's talking about the four kings here. This is one of the other things about the bosses that I found really interesting when going through the game, is that only a small number of the bosses in the game actually are not mentioned before fighting them. Every other boss gets some mention of the fight, and you know, you get told things about the fight in certain ways. Like right here, he's saying that in order to fight the four kings, we've got to be able to traverse the abyss.
I know that the key to this.
This guy can break a curse. He also sells transient curses. He's got the resist curse magic, and we could talk to him for some more stuff, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Also, he'll only give you the key if you have the Lord Vessel. If you don't have the Lord Vessel and you want to get down here, then you gotta kill him. Where's that ghost at? Where's that ghosty ghost? Right there is where the ghost is. Yeah, I think I ran out of curse, so I'm gonna have to do it again. Drops? No drops. So, just to give you some examples, the Undead Merchant, if you talk to him, if you actually like talk to him, like using his talk dialogue, he mentions the bull demon that's taken residence up top and the goat demon down below. So that's kind of neat. That's a reference to the Taurus and Capra demon, who I skipped over the Capra demon when I was talking about the bosses and, you know, the different gimmicks and stuff. This Capra demon's gimmick is, of course, that he's like the first boss you fight that has little enemies with him in the fight. I mean, I just think it's neat that each boss has its own little, you know, flavor to the fight. Even if it's something just small, like Capra Demon's dogs, they do, you know, pose a certain threat, a certain specific to the fight, you know. They can change the way you handle it. The Four Kings fight is, of course, mostly framed in the sense that we have to give up one of our ring slots to fight them. Additionally, that there can be more than one of them. Up to, like, I think you can get pretty much as many as it can fit on the screen. It might stop at like 5 or 6 or something. I'm not sure, but you can end up with a lot of those guys if you aren't quick. But we'll see that much later. I don't plan on taking them on very soon. It'll be a good deal later, after I've done some of the optional areas first. Right now, though, my main goal is just to get down to the lower part of New Londo and get another ember for the blacksmith. Alright. While that's coming up, I'm going to go up to the top of this tower and pick up some items. Well, one item, if I remember correctly. Yeah, here it is. Composite bow and some large arrows. This is looking out onto the Valley of the Drakes out here. The overall world is pretty well designed, I think, too. There's a lot of neat little connections between the different areas. So there's 2 different ways from New Londo into the Valley of the Drakes, which is pretty cool, in my opinion. So there's like this big door here, but then there's also the small door up top. Oh, here's a Dark Wraith. What is this guy gonna do? He's gonna kick. Of course he is. These guys can be a pain in the ass, essentially. You know, they're kind of easy to backstab, and they're kind of not hard to parry, but the dudes can cause some serious damage to you. So they're not to really be taken lightly. I recommend just going for the backstabs. Parries are a little bit, can be a little bit dangerous with them. Yeah, that's gonna leave him alive though right now. He's got just a little bit too much health for it. Okay. This isn't the boss or anything, but it's just one of those fog walls that cuts off an area from another. It's a particularly dangerous fog wall, though. We got a non-respawning enemy in here that I want to attract. Well, I want to attract the Dark Wraiths first, actually. Which I did attract one. Good, good. Come on. Of course. How would I, have it any other way but to die? Well, it becomes a bit of an easier time getting down there now. I guess really I should possibly change out my shield for this one section, because I do kind of want to just block these guys for a little bit if I can. And I guess while I'm doing that, I want to talk a little bit about what my plan is to do after I get this item here. Is I'm going to start making my way into the DLC area, the Artorias of the Abyss area, which came as part of the PC version, but was actually DLC on Xbox. It's the area of the game that I know the least about, really. I've only been through it a couple of times. Really only one good time. But I fought Artorias and beat him a few times. So his fight shouldn't be too terribly out of my memory. Okay, now that we've drained the water down here, I can drop down over here. Takes a little bit of damage to do it, but this is not where I was earlier, by the way. This is a little bit further along, so I'm gonna need to take out this guy. I say I'm gonna need to take him out, but obviously that involves just getting, kind of wrecked. Okay, good. Let me go ahead and swap over to a shield that's decent. Okay, do I not have a... I guess Spider Shield's the only other shield I have that's 3 pounds that I can block with. I guess that is what it is. Since I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and take out a couple of the guys over here. Let me grab that. That's not going to attract anybody. Let me grab this, which will... No, it doesn't attract this guy. He's a little bit further down. Yeah. Come on. Now that is the attack I want to parry. He's still alive after that. It's garbage. Yeah, so I don't know the... Let me get back to what I was talking about before, but I don't know the DLC area that much. So that may be a bit of a fumbly part, but I do want to show it as part of the playthrough. Now all you gotta do really is just walk in here a little bit, and you'll get attacked by somebody. There. Let me drag him out here. I'd just rather backstab these guys if I'm not going to one-shot them from the parry. Okay. You can kind of see it back there as the one of the enemies I'm going to have to fight in this room. I think it sees me. Oh yeah, it kind of sees me, because it's already pulled out one of those skull blasters. 2 of them. It's slowly moving this way too. Damn. Okay. So this thing is it's kind of a slow lumbering enemy. It's not too particularly dangerous on its own, but it is gonna possibly cause us some problems. One more should do it. There we go. And you step over here, there's a dude that I need to aggro. Come on. There you go. Fight me RRL. I also want those things to blow up, please. Oh, it didn't actually hurt that guy. Oh well. Oh. That should be good enough to kill him, I think. Yeah. Perfect. And there's one more guy back here. I'll get him before I recover. Just had to get a little sidetracked there to deal with this area. This area can be a bit problematic. Oh! Yep. Figures. Just tried to take a little bit too much out of it right there. I actually died a ridiculous number of times to be doing this area. I mean, honestly, I feel like the first couple of times just because I was getting distracted. And just not paying attention. I mean, clearly the one where I fell off, just on my own, I just wasn't paying enough attention. But these ones against the Dark Wraiths, I'm just trying to take a little bit too much out of them. Which is generally how it works against these particular guys. You kind of like, you're fighting them and you're just like, oh, I just want to kill this guy, you know, and you try to be a little bit overly aggressive, but they've got some pretty dang good poise. So that doesn't always work out that well. I don't know if I'm going to plan on using any of the items from the DLC area. Maybe some of the armors and stuff. I haven't decided. Well, I won't talk about that right now. But I will say in general, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do in regards to NPCs in the game. Regards to NPCs when it comes to like, that takes a lot of stamina. In regards to killing NPCs, because I'm going to show off killing the NPCs in some fashion. Some of them I might kill before the end of the game. Some of them, but the rest of them I'm just going to kill at the end of the game. I mean, most of them, there's no reason to really kill them throughout the course of the game, and they provide, you know, good services depending on the NPC. Like, for instance, the giant, I mean, heck, I wouldn't even necessarily kill him at the end of the game half the time. More than half the time, really. I've killed him maybe like once, twice, ever. It's just because he's not really worth killing. All the blacksmiths, the only thing they drop is, all the ones that you can kill, that is. They only drop, their hammers. I mean, you're not gonna get any, like, special, you know, any sort of special, like, limited time item from killing a blacksmith in this game. Okay, good. They had to go down in 3 hits normally. I'm gonna try to get this armor too, but it might be a little tough on doing it. It does require some PvP. I think it requires PvP to do it. It might just require humanity, but I feel like it requires PvP. Nonetheless, I'm gonna try to get that in some way, even if I do most of the PvPing off camera. Alright. I've almost got the item I'm looking for here, which is the very large ember. Hoping to take my claymore up to... I don't know. I don't know how many chunks I have. But I do want to get it up to plus 14 eventually. We'll see if I end up taking it all the way to 15. I haven't decided what weapon I'm going to do with that yet. Here's the chest. It's not a mimic. Very large ember. Good, good, good. I don't think there was anything else up here. That's from earlier, is across the way. Alright. I'm just gonna homer bone back to the bonfire. I'm not looking to finish this area yet.